Hello everyone, this is StichRulez, and I wanted to talk about today's card, Final Bringer of the End Times. It's from the Selection Box Super Mini Volume 4 that recently came out in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links for Speed Duel format. The effect is target one monster you control and one card your opponent controls and destroy them. You can only activate one Final Bringer of the End Times per turn. Any card that can destroy any card on the field and is quick play is going to see some sort of competitive play, just for the mere fact that the cost of just targeting your own monster to destroy anything potentially on the field is really good. And part of the major reason why it's going to see competitive play is because it is a quick play speed, which means that it can be activated during any phase. So if you want to get out a pesky monster or especially a floodgate potentially off the field, you can just use this card to sack your monster into destroying that particular card that you want. And the really good thing about this is there's a lot of decks that also get triggered if they are destroyed by a card effect. So you think about Abominable Unchained can use this card as a very ineffective card because you can target your own monster, destroy your own monster, which triggers the effect of the Unchained monster, and then you get the bonus effect of triggering that effect, and then you're destroying your opponent's monster or any other card on the field as a benefit. So you get the trigger off of your own effect, you get to destroy one card on the field, and you basically didn't really have a cost in a way because you wanted to destroy your card in the first place to trigger your own effect. So in combination of that, you can really benefit off of a lot of this, the targeting of your own card, and still being able to push through the game. I was thinking about this card a lot with also Lyris cards. If you think about the XC monster that allows you to return one spell or trap card from your opponent's side of the field into their deck, you can use her XC monster to do that, and then you can trigger the Final Bringer of End Times to basically go +1. In a way, you remove 2 back row, get rid of your own monster, which is not a bad thing because Lyris cards kind of want to see their cards in the graveyard or want to remove some of their cards from the field in order to activate their monster card effects, which requires sometimes no controlling any monsters. So you get the +1 from removing 2 back row or a monster on the field, and then you can still get those cards that you just destroyed from your effect, and then special summon them back onto the field. So it actually, you can benefit so much from destroying your own monster to only get it back or trigger its effect onto the field to push through whatever board state you want to get through. I think that this card is going to see a lot of competitive play just for the mere fact it's quick play. It can target one card, any card on the field, and destroy it. And yeah, I also think that when you look at the current meta, there's a lot of different types of monsters that are going to see. You want to kind of bait out certain matchups in order to trigger your monster effects. So the new cards that just got released, Archfiend and Dinos, you really want to get rid of some of their monsters because they have quick play spell effects, and they can basically book a moon your cards with the Dino monster. So you kind of really want to get rid of certain cards so that way you can proceed to basically establishing your board, being able to counter whatever matchups that's going to be in the current board state, and like I said, it helps bring out certain matchups and forces your opponent to do certain plays. And again, it can be used going first, it can be used as going second. So any card that can be used that has so much versatility is going to be considered into a deck list. If you're going to use this card, 2 at the most, because again, it's you can only activate one of them per turn, so there's no way getting around that. So 1 to 2 copies is probably ideal. 3 is a bit excessive because it just doesn't, with the speed of how these cards go and the skills that are set, 3 would be kind of a little bit too much, unless your deck really benefits over being destroyed by card effects. Then I could see 3, but most of the time decks are going to probably use 2 maximum. But yeah, I think a lot of variety of decks can benefit from the targeting destruction of your own cards. So consider researching your own cards and your deck theme to making sure that, if you benefit from destruction effects, you can get that bonus effect as well while destroying a card on the field. So again, this is from the Selection Box Super Mini Volume 4, so you could get a little lucky with your gem purchases of getting this card, or it depends on basically the algorithm of what comes out of the packs. So, but it's a very ideal card, and you can benefit it greatly from all different types of matchups, and also you can use this card from dodging effects. If you look at different cards that basically target your monster and you want to keep that monster from being removed from play, you can trigger this card. Your opponent burns the trap card that they just utilized to just counter that card, and then you can pop a card anywhere on the field. So they burnt the card, you destroyed your card to dodge their trap card effect, and you also theoretically got a plus from destroying another card on the field. They burnt the trap, you destroyed a card on the field, so they lose 2 cards, right? And you kept your monster from being just removed from play, and it's sent to the graveyard. So a lot of times you can also use this as a dodging effect, basically, from being removed from play. The trap card I was thinking about is Ice Dragon Prison. Ice Dragon Prison is a great example of how you may want to dodge that effect of being removed from play, especially if you have a very important boss monster. So you can use that effect of Final Bringer of the End Times to remove that monster into the graveyard, and you dodge the Ice Dragon's Prison trap effect. So consider utilizing this card. I think the versatility in itself with being quick play speed is should not be underestimated. Being able to use this card to trigger on the end phase is very significant. And say if an opponent, if you're going against Hero as another example, they set Super Poly onto the field, you can again on the end phase pop it, and like I said, the nuances that this card brings into different board states is very good, and definitely consider utilizing this card if you're trying to look for easy spot removal and without really much of a downside, and offering a lot of versatility considering its quick play, being able to use this card during any phase of the game and during your opponent's turn or your turn. This has to be definitely considered for decks, and especially variety of decks, because a lot of variety of decks can benefit from it. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Consider testing this card and utilizing it for your deck, and I hope you benefit from it. Thanks for watching, and take care. Bye-bye.